Previously on Project IGI. Oh, what's going on over in there? Hello buddies, how you doing? Bloody nods, can't shoot for shit. Come on then, hit me! Useless bastards! Fucking rubbish!
You'll be back soon, Jones. Just keep going. I'm preparing the debrief rooms now. How's the boy holding up?
Don't worry, he's fine. And he'll talk.
This is Russian air control. You are now entering sovereign airspace. Direct your craft immediately on bearing 099. Repeat, 099.
That's her.
You have 30 seconds to comply, Jones.
Just do what she says. She's loco, crazy.
Smoke missile. Fire when ready.
Command acknowledged.
Anya, we've been hit. Mayday, Mayday, going down. We're gonna crash.
Find Free-Boy. Bring him to me if he's still alive. Otherwise, burn the body at the crash site.
And the English soldier?
Kill him. His road finishes here.
Hello and welcome back to Project IGI. We are in a bit of a pickle. We have no weapons, we've just got our lovely knife. We don't even have a map computer. We can bring up objectives and stuff, we'll see that in a moment. But we have no aerial map, so we can't see what's going on. Anya's going to chat to us, but meanwhile we'll have a look about. We've got a really, I guess, really small helicopter. I have no idea how we're supposed to fit inside that. It's sort of clipped through it as well, which is never good. Well, Anya's going to chat away, basically telling us to follow the road. We'll go and kill this guy, I guess, and see if we can get a weapon. What the fuck? Fuck! 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 Run! 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 I think we're clear now. When we're behind this wall, the tank can't really shoot us, so I think we're safe. Let's take a look and see where the thing came from, shall we? Okay, back at the start, we've just spawned. We've got a Gatling gun here, or whatever, a cannon or something, just lying on the ground. Must have fallen off the helicopter. But behind us, all the way down the road, the APC spawns and comes trundling up to basically get us. So let's follow the road and see if we can kind of meet it halfway. Yeah, the tank kind of, up until a point, moves about on its own steam. It just trundles along past us. It'll try to shoot at us, but we were going too fast, so it just kind of keeps track on us and doesn't bother to follow us back. You can follow the road, but it terminates quite early. You can see that we've got these signs for landmines lying around. And basically what that means is if you pass between two signs, a mine will go off. And that happens to be on the road, and that prevents us from escaping the area. An extra small aside for this sniper shows that the AI sometimes have uninterruptible animations. If we run up, we can stand quite clearly in front of him, but he'll wait to polish his weapon before he actually tries to shoot us. And a little bit more about the APC. It isn't really as dangerous as it looks. I mean, obviously if you stand still it's gonna absolutely wreck you, but you can do some very simple things to get out of the way of it, and it's really not much of a problem. We've climbed up on top of the helicopter and we're elevated enough where it can't actually shoot us. And if we drop down, then we die. Back to the main run. Once we're behind the wall, we're pretty much okay. There's really not much of an issue. You still have to be careful where there's breaks. It's lucky that there's all these foundations of ruined buildings lying around, otherwise we'd be in a lot of trouble. As we get to the end of this side of the road, you can see the signs for mines, knowing that we can't go any further. If we do, we die. So we'll turn and, well, over on the other side of the road looks like more cover, so we'll... oh, shit. shit, that was close. It's about this point where you realise that there are snipers and they're firing at you, so you better shoot back. There we go. There's some guys on the other side of the road too. We can take care of them while we're here. Sniper rifle obviously ends up being the most used weapon that we've got. Really actually isn't any use to using any other weapon in this level, so we'll stick with it for now. If we check the map, you can see it goes straight to the objectives. We don't have any option to look at the aerial map at all. This means things are a little bit more difficult. There's going to be cameras and patrol routes and stuff around that we really have no idea where they are. We can't pre-plan anything, so we're flying by the seat of our pants for most of the time. Right before we transitioned, you might have seen a tank in the corner. Well, we can actually bump into that. If we immediately cross the road as soon as we start, we can cut this entire corner and make our way across. Fortunately, if we cut it a little bit too tight, the tank will see us and we'll just get obliterated. They have an exceptionally large range on their machine guns. The actual cannon itself isn't really that much of a problem, it's just the machine gun can shoot you from a very, very long distance. You can still cut that corner, but you just have to make sure not to do it too fine and stay as far away from tanks as you can. Bloody hell. Usually that guy will wait until you're inside the building before he comes running out from behind these boxes, but he got the drop on us a little there. Tank's still firing at us. It sort of ambles at that corner for a while. Maybe it just takes a long time to turn, but it means we've got plenty of time to get where we need to be going. Popping the guy in the machine gun, we can jump on that and find that we've got absolutely nothing to shoot. It does give me the opportunity to finally get around to talking about ricochets. I'm going to fire around the frame of this window. You can end up seeing that there's, when we shoot along the bottom line, there's some vertical ricochet lines, and when we shoot up the side, there's some horizontal lines. I think it does actually implement proper ricocheting, but it's so pointless. I guess you could probably get a lucky kill from it, but when the hell are you ever going to shoot off something like that? You're going to aim at the guy. It's just a really silly addition, and yeah, it sounds good on paper, but in actual reality, it looks like a bug, if anything. Okay, that's a second sniper gone. Oh, wait a minute. Is that a second tank? That's not a good thing. Oh yeah. This warehouse is something that I generally avoid. We'll have already picked up a shotgun from the first guy we killed, and these grenades really are pretty useless. So quite often I'll just bypass this and not worry about it at all. Yep, 2 tanks. Let's go back. No, that's a dead end. Not that way. Backtracking. Right, where's the APC? The guy here, he came out of that building, I think. Yeah. Usually the APC should be around here. There's a space here beside the building. It's an open area. This is where the APC comes along and parks. But it's not here. Well, here's a joke from Colfo. What kind of horse has 20/20 vision? A seahorse. Oh, there it is. It must have gotten, I don't know, bugged or something and decided to drive all the way back around down the road. But it's coming now, so we need to get moving. Medical syringe, good stuff. I think I'm going to hide inside here for the moment. The APC is going to come trundling up, and it's going to cause us a lot of trouble if it catches us in the open. So we'll just speed that up, wait for it to get in, and then leg it. Shit, not fast enough. Ooh, another close call. In here we've got a building which is a fairly well repeated one. Ladder up and grab ourselves a sniper rifle to keep our ammo count up. Whee! thing about the APC is that once it drives into the little parking area, it doesn't come out again. But it looks like we got its attention just before that happened, so it's come back out. But it's on its way in, so we can run away. While we're here, I can also point out that if you follow the main road all the way up, you can find the name of the little town or village, whatever that we're in. That's a nice touch, if completely pointless. Now, as we're moving away, something else happens. I'm going to climb up this incline over here, and we can get a good look behind us. We can see that the second tank that we found is now chasing us. Hooray! So let's get the fuck out of here. And I really mean that. We need to run as fast as we can. In a few moments things are going to get a little bit hectic. As we come back, Anya pops up in the comms and tells us that a helicopter is coming our way and we need to find cover. There is no cover anywhere. So yes, we need to run. We just need to bolt through this. We can take a little moment here to shoot these two guys and maybe pick up their weapons, but there is a helicopter coming and it will wreck us. So maybe we should get moving. It is possible that we could make use of that little utility shed and maybe the ruins over there to hide from the helicopter, but I don't like doing that. It feels kind of cheap because it doesn't directly come over this. It goes over the road up ahead of us, and you'll see how kind of bothersome it is. Plenty of chaps up ahead, and we are going to snipe them all. The only guy that was a problem was the first guy we killed. He's the only one with a sniper rifle. The rest are just meat. Here is what we really need to be focusing on. This will probably be cut pretty fine. Helps if I'm not a complete fuck up. The thing about the attack helicopter is that it fires a machine gun and rockets. They fire at the same time that the machine gun shot me. They just take a very, very long time to travel. So it was a lot closer than I remember that being. Should have been dead by now. Yeah, the helicopter won't be able to obviously shoot at you when you're behind cover. Let's have another look at those rockets. We zoom off and look at it. We can see them just firing, and we'll get killed. But you can see how long it takes for them to actually hit you. They're extremely impractical. Peek around, and we can see the helicopter going past. It's got its own little path that it takes. It comes into the area and then follows a set course just straight up, and then it turns back. Comes back through the area and then flies away. So we've got a little bit of jumping around to do. That's long enough waiting. We'll run across the road and get over to the building where that sniper was. We should be able to make it there in time. Yeah, there we go. Plenty of time. Inside we've got a really crap bloke just sort of hanging about by some boxes. You can run right past him and he'll just not see you and just come up behind him. So silly. Some more tasty Dragunov ammo, and kind of an awkward peek out the window. We can see that the helicopter is gone. And if we go back to the parked jeep, we can have a look at how things unfolded while we were busy hiding from the helicopter. Climbing up this particular mountainside. This one isn't blocked off or anything by mines. We can just get all the way up here. From the top of this we actually get a very nice view of the surrounding area. This map itself is fairly flat, but there are some views that you can get that look quite nice. You can see that the tank itself gets along to this part of the road and then trundles off. right on top of some mines, but for some reason doesn't set them off. And then we've got the helicopter. At this point it's come to the end of its actual run. It's gone through the entire circuit of what it usually does. It does its thing and then eventually it flies off and plummets to the ground. Yeah, it looks like they don't bother to despawn the helicopters. They just turn off the engines and let them plunk. Whee! Checking back outside, we can see that the helicopter has gone. And this gives us an opportunity to actually look at something else that's been going on in the meantime. When we landed, Preboy was taken off in a truck, and if you run really fast, you can actually follow that truck through the level. Here it is. That's what happens if you get a bit too close. But if we go back, we can follow it around. Here it is going through the first village. Then after that, oh, we got a bump in the road. The second portion, where we are now, actually didn't have any guys other than the sniper. They all came out of the truck itself. So we get the opportunity to kill them early. And then the truck just fucks off to the end of the level. So, what's next? Well, we'll take care of this guy. Okay, that's him. Right, ahead of us we've got a checkpoint, and this can actually be a bit of a problem if we fuck this one up. We can't go left or right because both of those sides are mined off, so we have to approach it. But the problem is, if we don't have a sniper rifle, we can't kill this guy very efficiently. And he's right beside a switch, and if he hits that, that will alert the APC beside him. So we're going to shoot at him through bulletproof wire, then eventually we'll get him and that'll be fine. Lovely. And to confirm that, Anya just pops in over the comms and tells us that we really shouldn't alert the APC. Of course, she says it when we're actually right at the checkpoint and we've probably already been spotted. This fellow, he's smelling something pretty bad. And here we've got a medical syringe and a law. So now we've got actually quite a lot of health. And in here we've got a toilet, which is obviously what the guy was all stinky about. A little bit of a wasted adventure here, just looking around and there's not really anything else going on. There's a guy that spawns here if you manage to set off the alarm, but we haven't done that, so it's okay. We can see off into the distance where our target destination is, and there's another attack helicopter there, so that's not good. And just to make sure I don't get any mean surprises, I'm going to destroy this APC. The APC itself, you can't set it off if you just jump around in front of it or anything. Although you can see here that it did actually alert some other guys, and now you get to watch me to try to figure out a way out of this. Nope, never mind. But here's an example of setting off the alarm before we actually get past the checkpoint. We'll just shoot here to alert this guy. He sets it off. Okay, the only real option that we've got is to just pretty much leg it, so let's do that. Keep an eye on my health. I did it! I saved us all! I've chunk iron chest and I won! Bit more waste of time climbing this thing, and we can make our way on towards the end of the level. Anya pops up to tell us we've got a hind ahead of us, which we've already seen, and that we should hide, but we don't need to because it's not been alerted and we don't need to really do anything. In fact, this particular part of the level is really easy if you've got plenty of sniper ammo. You can just breeze your way through it and actually have no trouble at all. The very first few times I played this, in fact, even after I completed and recorded this particular run, I had no idea there was a second approach to this until I'd gone back to record extra footage. But we'll come back to that in a bit. The solution to this is just to be very careful with who you shoot and when you do it. There's plenty of cameras around and you have to obviously keep an eye out for those. And he even pops in again to allude that there is another way in, but I'd never found it. At this point I was tempted to actually speed up this entire portion of just killing things because it is pretty self-explanatory. However, there's a conversation that goes on. Anya pops up to inform us that this Ek person is talking with a Russian guard and going over various things. So I'll let you read that while I'm busy shooting things. So, Ek thinks we're just gonna die, does she? So, who is Ek? Well, she's a woman. We haven't seen her yet. There's really not much else to say without kind of spoiling things. Eventually we'll find out, and we get bits and pieces at a time, but for now we're just gonna pop through the gates, and after a brief look around, all we have to do is actually walk up to the truck, and then the mission ends. But wait, there's more! We'll run that back and we'll go over to the warehouse section over at the side. So what's over here? We've got barracks with some guys at the back. If the alarm is on, then these guys spawn and come running out. But if we kill them, then it kind of triggers an internal sort of alarm thing, and they'll keep spawning guys and keep sending them out. So we'll shoot them and run away. We'll check out this garage, and there's a really shitty car. It's probably top of the line for Estonia. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, let's just get out of here. Not really much else to say about this particular part, so we'll go back to the area where the truck is, and rather than go up to it, we're gonna avoid it, and we're gonna say fuck you to the truck, and we're gonna make our way out by ourselves. We open the gate and follow the road. And as we're wandering along that, I'm wondering where Preboy went, because they had dragged him into the truck, so where did he go from there? There was no aircraft taking off or seemingly taking him anywhere, so you can just assume that he was transferred into another vehicle and taken away, I guess. X states during some dialogue that she wants Preboy to be taken to her. Now, you'd expect her to be at some sort of base headquarters thing, but she's not. In fact, she asks that our map computer and stuff be taken to the headquarters, and that's where we'll end up going eventually. But Preboy isn't there, he's been taken somewhere else. And we're at the end of the road. Quite literally the end of the road. It dips off into quite a steep slope. It just ends, that's it. Unlike the other end of the road, there's no mines hanging around here to kill us, so that's good. We can get to wander down here, and actually, it looks actually quite nice over there. Very pretty. So, what's next? Well, I'm going to attempt this final section without any sniper ammo. See there, I've got no rounds left. We basically have to find our other way in. Now, I'm not going to be killing everyone, that would be just silly. I'm going to avoid that right section altogether because obviously there's nothing there, and we're also going to avoid the main gate too because that's just inviting trouble. If we get spotted, guys will automatically run to try and hit an alarm, so we'll be taking things pretty slowly, but I'll speed up all the bits that are just kind of, well, uneventful. First thing to do is to take out the guy in the balcony at this... Oh, no, I'm going to get him first. That guy is very skittish. He'll leg it for the alarm. He's probably the most likely of all the people to hit the alarm, so if you see him, you need to kill him. But now that we've got him, we're just going to back off and wait for the guy to come out again. I can't remember if there's an alarm inside that room, so we'll just wait until he comes back out onto the balcony and take care of him that way. Once that's clear, we're free to make our way forwards, and we're going to go around this way. There's a truck around here. I don't know how it gets in or out because it's completely fenced off and there's no way back through the ruins of that building, and there's mines over there, so I don't know who drove it there. But we've got a gap at the top of the fence, so we can climb over that and make our way inside this portion of the base. I know there's cameras knocking about if we take the right, so we'll go around this way, right behind this sandbag. Up here we've got a camera which normally you wouldn't see. Get that, and we can nip on further around. We can get a better look at things from a distance. Now there's a gate to our left, but we can't go through that and open it yet. We have to go to that little security checkpoint, and there's a switch in there which opens the gate and we can get through, but we're going to have a little bit of an explore first. The warehouse beside the helicopter actually has nothing inside, so we'll skip that, and we'll make our way towards the guard tower. We need to try and figure out the order to destroy things. We've got 2 security cameras, there's one there and another one we can't quite see around the corner. I think the one in the watchtower can see the one which is on the building, so we'll take out the watchtower one first. We can sneak our way into the base part itself. The guy spotted us, so we'll kill him now. And then we can make our way along the wall, poke around the corner and shoot the camera. After that we can just wander on in. This building has a couple of guys inside. Here's the first one. He's just kind of hanging out. I don't think he can see through the window, so he's just sort of standing there. He'll only see you when you come in the door, so you can't avoid him quite easily. Very interesting looking sign there. We go downstairs, we got some computers and stuff and a guy hanging out there. Nothing else really happening here. Going back upstairs, we had the guy who was patrolling around on this balcony. And then we can climb the ladder and up onto the roof. Another skylight over here as well. And that's kind of it. There's not really much else left to do. We just kind of make our way towards the end. The hind does absolutely nothing unless you set off the alarm, which we haven't done, so we're okay. Into the checkpoint, we can turn off the cameras. There's another one hanging around by the main gate, so we'll do this to avoid it. We can switch to open the gate beside us, and then we can take a dander through. So, what happens if you do hit the alarm? Well, obviously, an attack helicopter fucking takes off and starts firing at you. You can escape into the building, and for this particular round, for showing this off, I just hid in here for ages. And eventually, the helicopter lands again, but it doesn't actually turn off. It still stays sort of alive, it just doesn't take off. So you can sort of fanny around and it's still firing at you. Here I'm going to make an attempt to run to the checkpoint and hit the gate door to get out, but it doesn't go very well. And that's your lot. That marks the halfway point of the game. We've got 7 more missions left to go after this. So I will see you next time.